Your weight is good. Any more nausea?
No.
Well, why don't you go ahead and get dressed, and I'll be back in a minute.
Doctor, before you go, how am I doing?
Fine. Though there are a few things I'd like to go over with you.
You mean besides my eating habits?
Well, much more important than that, but this time when we talk, I would like Mr. Scorpio there as well.
Robert, why?
Well, I like to get the fathers involved. After all, it's his baby too, isn't it?
Well, good morning, Heather.
I'll skip the pleasantries if you don't mind. What's the meaning of this? You've already questioned me.
Oh, yes, I remember it well.
Then why am I here? You must have forgotten something.
No, something you've forgotten. This was found on Susan's living room floor. You didn't happen to leave it there the night of the murder, did you?
Well, that's very nice.
Silver filigree.
Well, what makes you think it's mine?
Is it?
No.
You're lying. Joe Kelly bought this for you a year ago.
So talk to Joe.
I did. He said he got it for you as a gift. Now, I think we can both assume that it's yours.
So what if it is? It doesn't mean I was there the night of the murder, if that's what you're saying.
No, it's what you keep saying.
Well, then why don't you believe me?
Because it's hard to do that, Heather.
My reputation precedes me once again.
You've lied to me once today. Give it a rest.
Whatever you say, Commissioner.
And this is, after all, a murder investigation. And a possession of yours was found at the scene of that murder. Now, like it or not, that implicates you. Start leveling with me, darling, otherwise I'm going to find you into custody.
You mean jail?
Not a happy place, Heather.
Oh, I know. I've been there before. Actually, I'm kind of used to it. So you see, it doesn't scare me. If that's what you're trying to do, I don't scare easily.
This is just routine questioning, Heather. No one's accusing you of anything.
You're putting me at the scene of the murder.
No, I'm simply trying to find out if you were there.
I wasn't there. I didn't kill her.
Then explain the lipstick.
Well, it could have happened a couple of days ago.
You recall exactly when?
Well, of course not. I'm in and out of there all the time. It could have happened on any number of occasions.
No, that's impossible. You see, Mrs. Bowman said she cleaned that place thoroughly the day of the murder. She'd have noticed the lipstick on the floor. That means it got there the night of the murder.
That's a ridiculous assumption.
Why?
Because Mrs. Bowman is lying. Perhaps she was watching TV instead of doing her housework. So why be so quick to point the finger at me?
I'm not making accusations. I'm simply trying to find out a few explanations.
I've already given you one.
Yeah, pretty flimsy ones. I think we both agree to that.
Oh, excuse me, Commissioner, but we've come up with something. Can you take a minute?
Yeah, I'll be right back.
I'm not going anywhere.
I hope this is what I think it is.
Here, ballistics report on the murder weapon. I think you'd be very interested in their findings. This is the report. The murder weapon was registered to Alan Quarterman. Not even a report of a theft. No, sir, Commissioner. The murder weapon is Alan Quartermain's gun.
Listen, go in and talk to Heather. She likes you.
Well, can I... Thanks. Can I send her home?
The important thing is not to get yourself overly tired.
I'm trying not to.
And stress is another factor you have to watch out for. It can sneak up on you very suddenly. So try to get a lot of sleep.
How's the baby?
Well, getting bigger.
Is he healthy?
Well, there's no reason to think he wouldn't be. How are things at home?
What do you mean?
Well, are things going well with your husband?
Yes.
Being pregnant and a newlywed can be trying.
No, everything's fine, really. We respect each other's needs.
Well, good. But you know, your baby has needs now, too.
Besides my taking care of myself?
Mm-hmm. Holly, it's a strong belief of mine that the child's father is as important as the mother during pregnancy.
Well, Robert is very busy at work at the moment.
With no time for his child? Oh, I don't think so. Would you like me to talk to him?
No, that's all right.
Well, it's no trouble.
Better that I talk to him. As you said, it's important that he knows everything there is to know about our baby.
Oh.
What will we do now?
Good morning, ladies.
Excuse me. Hi, Robert. You here to pick up Holly?
No, didn't know she was here.
Oh, yeah, she has an appointment with Dr. Mason, her OB. Just routine.
Still, should have known about it.
From what I hear, you have been a very busy man lately.
Ah, you're talking about the infamous murder. It's becoming a 24-hour-a-day ordeal.
Is that why you're here? Business?
Yes. I'd like to see Dr. Alan Quartermain immediately.
His office on 2.
Thanks, Jesse.
Oh, hello, Commissioner. What can I do for you?
Well, Jesse said I might find Alan Quartermain up here.
Oh, just a second. I'll see if he's in his office.
Thank you. Well, hi there.
Didn't expect to see you here.
Spot of business.
Mr. Scorpio, Dr. Quartermain is with the patient now. He can see you in about 10 minutes.
Is it okay if I wait?
Be my guest.
Be mine.
Just for a minute or two.
I hear you were examined.
Oh, it was just a routine checkup, you know, nothing to worry about.
Why didn't you tell me?
Because you have a lot on your mind.
Not that much that I couldn't have come down here with you or driven you here.
When?
Well, granted, but things have got to get better.
Really, I'll be fine. Dr. Mason says that I have to rest a little, but the baby is fine and very healthy.
Good.
I've even got her believing it's going to be a boy.
Great. Well, how do you intend to get home? Would you like the limo?
No, thanks. I promised Bobby I'd spend a few minutes with her before I left. I'll just grab a cab.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'll see you tonight. You going to be home for dinner?
Well, you pick a restaurant. We'll go out. Say 7?
Okay, I'll pick out my best dress.
Georgia, would you mind if I asked you a few questions?
Me?
Well, you were with Susan after the accident.
Well, for a couple of weeks.
How did she seem to you?
Well, pretty down most of the time.
Because of the pain?
Well, that was probably partly it. But I had a feeling that came from a sense of inadequacy. I don't think she liked being reliant on me, or on her husband or anybody else, for that matter.
So you think it was a fairly heavy depression?
Well, most of the time. Then she'd snap out of it. I tried my best to cheer her up. I'd tell her stories and gossip from around the hospital, you know.
Anything really work?
Well, I remember one time when she really sparked. Now, what was I telling her? It was something about the Quartermains. Oh, just give me a second. I'll think of it.
Take your time.
Tell Troutman I've already examined the boy in room 213.
Okay. Oh, Mr. Scorpio, do you know Dr. Putnam?
Can't say I do.
Grant.
Robert Scorpio.
Mr. Scorpio is our police commissioner.
Yes, I've read your name several times.
Please, they're all lies. Don't believe a word of it.
All right.
Dr. Putnam was one of the doctors taking care of Susan just before she died.
Is that right?
I'll assume you're working on the case.
Day and night. Listen, could you answer a few questions for me?
Sure.
Susan's emotional state, how would you categorize it?
Of course, I came in well after the accident. She seemed to be adjusting to her convalescence well. In fact, I noticed a lot of improvement with each examination.
Did she ever seem angry, as if she wanted to get back at somebody in particular?
I wouldn't know. Our conversation centered mainly on her health.
Quartermain name ever come up?
Not that I recall. Though I do remember her visiting the house once.
What house?
The Quartermains. I'm staying there, you know.
No, I didn't.
Until my fiancée arrives.
I see. Well, look, if I have any more questions, can I get you here?
Days. Nights I'll be there.
Thank you.
Nice meeting you, Commissioner.
You too.
Oh, Mr. Scorpio, Dr. Quartermain is finished with this patient. You can wait in his office if you like.
Thank you, Georgia.
Hello, Robert.
Alan?
Are you here as the police commissioner or as a friend?
Commissioner, but there's no reason we can't be civil about this.
How can I help you?
Ballistics reports that a gun in the name of one Alan Quartermain is that which killed Susan Baldwin. I'll get right to the point. Alan, did you pull that trigger?
I most certainly did not. What is this, some kind of a joke?
Far from it.
My gun is in a drawer at home.
Locked?
But no, but I'm sure that it's still...
When was the last time you looked at it, touched it, cleaned it, etc.?
I don't know, a couple of years ago, I guess.
So who else has access to it?
No one.
Where's the drawer located?
In the den?
You're the only person that uses that room?
No, others do occasionally.
Others?
Yeah, other members of my family.
And they knew about it?
I don't know. Why don't you ask them? Look, are you absolutely sure that
Ballistics report doesn't lie, Alan. Although the gun was old and the serial number was partially worn off, there was enough there to establish a positive identification.
Positive for you, not so positive for me.
So you tell me, how did that gun finish up on Susan's bedroom floor?
I don't know. I didn't even know that it was there.
I'm sure you didn't. Look, do you mind if I question other members of your family?
Why? Would my permission make any difference?
As you're the only person implicated, yes, I think it does.
My mother's not well. My father's at home.
What about your wife?
She's in OR. I don't know how much longer she's going to be
Oh,
there.
wait. It'll give me a chance to talk to Grant Putnam again.
I don't see how he could be involved.
You never know. We'll be in touch.
Thank you.
Mother and child are doing well.
Good. Have they figured out if it's a boy or a girl yet?
I won't even let them hazard a guess. It's a boy. I'm convinced.
And what about Robert? How's the arrangement working out?
Oh, we're getting by. Robert's been very kind.
No problems?
Nothing major.
He hasn't tried to take advantage of the situation, has he?
Of course not.
Well, he used to be quite a swinging bachelor, you know.
He could still be if he wants, just as long as it's not with me. Seriously, though. Robert has been like a big brother to me. He knows how much I loved Luke and that it will always be Luke.
Bobby, they need you in OR 6 stat. Scrub? Right, they need an extra nurse.
Holly, we're gonna have to finish this some other time. Drop by and we'll have some coffee.
Okay, today.
Holly, you okay?
Yeah, everything's fine. I'll see you tonight.
Nurse, could you page Dr. Grant Putnam for me, please?
Sure.
You've got me for the next 2 minutes, then it's back to the front. I have a patient in therapy.
Tell me, how long have you been staying with the Quartermains?
2 weeks, maybe a little longer.
During your visit, have you noticed a gun in the house?
No, can't say that I have.
Ever see a Quartermain carrying one?
Of course not.
You said you'd seen Susan at the house.
The day I moved in.
Do you know why she was there?
Excuse me. Don't you think you should be asking me that instead of bothering our house guest?
Am I bothering you?
No, not at all. As for why Susan was there, Monica may have a point. She'll know better than I. Susan and I barely said 2 words to one another before Lila hustled me off on a tour of the house.
Dr. Grant Putnam, 4th floor, therapy, stat. Dr. Putnam, 4th floor, stat.
It's my patient.
Well, thanks for your time, Doctor.
Let me know if you need anything else.
Thank you.
Dr. Putnam, 4th floor, stat.
See you later. I understand that you've been waiting for me.
Yes, I have a few questions. Please, have a seat.
Fire away.
I don't know whether you're aware of this or not, but the ballistics people have traced the murder weapon to your husband. He is the legal registered owner of said weapon.
What does he have to say about that?
You haven't spoken to him.
Well, of course not. I've been in OR all morning.
He claims the gun is in the desk drawer.
Well, yes, in the den. That's where he keeps it.
Now, right now, he kept it in the desk drawer. At this point in time, it's downtown, labeled and locked away as a prime piece of evidence. Tell me something. When was the last time you saw that gun in Alan's drawer?
No, I don't know. Years.
You haven't touched it or moved it recently?
No, of course not.
Well, since you volunteered, tell me, what was Susan doing at the Quartermains?
Visiting.
Whose invitation?
No one's invitation. She didn't bother being invited. She would just drop by periodically to gloat, to remind us all that Jason would one day be living in the mansion.
In this particular visit that Grant mentioned, were you all there?
Lila, Edward, Alan, yes, all of us.
You know, I find it really difficult to believe that she would confront the family in such a way.
And I think I have answers about all I care to at the moment. I suggest you look elsewhere.
I intend to. One more thing before you go.
Well, if you make it fast, I do have patients to look in on.
How much did you hate Susan?
As much as it's possible to hate anyone. But not so much as to kill.
We'll be in touch.
Dave.
Well, hello, Stella.
Come in, Mr. Commissioner.
And Mr. Quarterman.
Well, what can I do for you, Scorpio? I hope this isn't going to take too long because I have a very urgent business appointment.
The gun that killed Susan is registered to your son.
Yes, Alan called me.
Said it was kept in a drawer.
Yes, in the study, but, you know, I think that gun must have been stolen. I searched that drawer a while ago, and it doesn't seem to be there.
Could I see?
Oh, yes. Stella will be delighted to show you. I'm afraid I must leave for that appointment.
I may need to have a little chat with you later.
I'll be delighted to keep myself available. Just be kind enough to call before you come. Excuse me.
Right this way, Mr. Scorpio. It's strange that that gun should pop up after all these years.
Stranger, too, that it should disappear from Alan's den. Listen, anybody else but Grant Putnam and the Quartermains used that room?
No.
What about Susan? She was here a couple of times.
Well, only once recently.
But could she have taken the gun? I mean, it would only take a moment.
Yes, she could, but I'm positive she didn't go in that den.
Anyone else?
No.
It has to be one of them.
Wait a minute. Oh, I'm mistaken. You know, there is somebody else. It was Scotty Baldwin.
Scotty? Why?
Well, he was sitting in the living room waiting for Mrs. Quartermain, and he needed a pen. I told him there was one in the den in the drawer.
And he went in and got it alone?
Oh, absolutely alone.
Oh, Stella, I love you. You could just have saved the day.